Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year to you all. It is so wonderful to be here on today. I have two clients that are putting out a co authored book, and we're going to be talking about the book tonight. But for those of you who might not know who I am, I'm Lacole Smith. I'm the CEO and founder of Motivational Talk Dialogues and Show. And we're going to be talking about healing. We're going to be talking about love, faith, fear. It's going to be a roller coaster of emotions today. So I encourage you to go grab your tissues because you might need them as we're talking about dealing with the loss of your babies, dealing with the loss and healing after the loss. Because a lot of people think that it stops there and it doesn't. You have to heal after the loss as well. So I'm gonna bring my two guests on and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Hello, ladies. How are y'all?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. So, as you can see, I have two beautiful guests with me tonight. I have Miss LaShonda Irvin. Y'all have seen her a couple of times on the show with her last book that she has, and she is the motivator behind this book, this co-author book. I'm really excited about the things that she's doing and tapping into and helping other women tap into their stories as well. This other beautiful lady that you see on my screen is Ariana Anderson, and she is the co-author of this co-authored book. I'm gonna allow LaShonda to give y'all the title since this is her baby. I'm gonna allow her the opportunity to give y'all a title and tell you where it came from to make her want to do this. So, LaShonda, I'm gonna turn it over to you and introduce yourself. Tell them the motivation behind the book and the title of the book.
Okay, my name is LaShonda Irving, and I am the owner of LMI Legacy Collective, formerly known as LMI Collection LLC. And what really motivated me to do this book is my first book. It's was basically was telling how I went through postpartum depression, how I went through miscarriage, how I went through divorce, and how I overcame it. And this book is like a chapter to where I am explaining into details exactly what happened, what I experienced, how I experienced, and how I overcame it. And that's what motivated me to write this book with the co-author.
Okay, that's amazing. Like I said, a lot of you already know LaShonda from her last book, Love, Li- what is Life, Love, Life,
Unexpected
and
ending.
Unexpected Endings. Love, Life, and Unexpected Endings. And this book title is what?
Healing through unexpected endings.
And when she brought it to me and said that she said she wanted to do an anthology. And God said different, so it's a co-author book. Um, a lot of things went through my mind because when you take an author through your course and they go through your mentorship and you like, okay, so they're gonna take off and they're gonna leave you behind and you'll never know what happened to them. You know, stuff like that goes through your mind sometimes, I'm sure. But when she contacted me and she was like, I got a couple of more books that I want to do, and one of them is a anthology, and I was like, whoa, you moved a little fast on me. Where did all this come from? So definitely proud of you and proud of the fact that you want to bring other women along on this journey to help them heal and help other people heal because everybody's story connects to different people. So Miss Ariana, I hope I said your name right. Um, introduce yourself and tell us why you decided to be a part of the co-author group.
Good evening. I am Ariana Walker Alexander, and a friend of mine, Kyra, presented this opportunity to me. And um, I've been writing for some time now, but I decided that now is a time where there's no time to waste. There's no time to put off until tomorrow. If God has placed this in my heart to do, and I have a testimony, then I need to go ahead and share it. And so that is what I thought about initially when I had the opportunity to share my story.
Definitely. I have had the opportunity to read the book. Y'all are in for an amazing treat. And tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a little bit about um each journey without giving away the story. So, LaShonda, I'm gonna let you start and just give us a snippet of what they can look for in your part of the book.
My part of the book, it'll tell the healing process, how I went through the healing process of getting through what I had went through for his postpartum depression, almost losing my life, divorce, miscarriage. It's basically taking you through the journey on how I took the time out to myself to heal, to be able to allow God to use me through this process. And it was difficult at first, but then I was like, no, I can do this. With the grace of God, I can do this. Yes.
Definitely. Honestly, I had never heard of postpartum, um, not postpartum depression. I had heard of postpartum. I hadn't heard of eclampsia before you start telling your story. So let's give them a little bit of information about eclampsia. Is it eclampsia or preeclampsia? Or
I
did
went
you
through
have
I
both?
went through eclampsia. That it was
Eclampsia.
straight. It was just it wasn't pre. It was just eclampsia. Yes.
Okay.
So far as me going through that, it's kind of something that you go through pregnancy, to where your body is rejecting itself, and it's also can reject your child too at the same time. But luckily for me, well, I ain't gonna say luckily for me, through God, everything is possible, because my daughter ended up living through all of this, and she's 21 now, getting ready to graduate from college this December of 2026. And I'm able to be here to see it. And I thank God for allowing me to be able to be here to see it, because all of the things that I went through with eclampsia, how I was in a coma, they told my family I was touch and go, that I wasn't going to make it. And now I'm here today to be able to tell this story.
Definitely. It's an emotional story because just to know the fact that you know somebody that was near death and they made it, and you know that God was all in it and through it, because that was the reason why you were able to make it so that you could tell your story and help other people heal. And you was actually able to help your daughter when she got pregnant as well, correct?
Yes, she experienced a little bit of it, but they caught it ahead of time. And that's the good thing about it, because back when I was going through it, it was a test and trial thing at that time with the medications and everything. So now that it's advanced now in this day and time, my daughter was able to do it with no problem.
Yeah, that's good. I'm grateful for that. And you have a beautiful, beautiful granddaughter. She is
Thank
so
you.
cute. It's absolutely amazing. But let's go over to Miss Ariana. So when I was reading your book, or your portion of the book, I was just kind of like at a pause, like it was almost like I could feel what you were going through, because the shock and then the excitement. Like, you went through a whole roller coaster of probably every emotion that anybody could go through. I think you went through all of them in your pregnancy. So give us a little bit of enlightenment into, like, what was going through your mind at that time. How were you I don't even know how to word it almost. Like, what were you going? Like, what was like your emotions? What were your feelings? What was the main takeaway from everything at first? Because it was a shock from Jump Street, and then you get another shock at the end. So, kind of give us a little bit on this.
Yes. So my story or testimony um, is one of grief, one about love, one of thanksgiving, one of understanding God's will for our lives, even when we don't understand. And so at that time, as you stated, it was a roller coaster of emotions, um, shock, nervousness, fear, um, and then acceptance. And then once I accepted the pregnancy and began to love the baby and all of those feelings and emotions, then there was a tragedy. So then there are sadness, there's devastation, there's this somber feeling, and then it's the happiest time of the year that all of this is happening. So um, people are not understanding, well, what's wrong with her and why is she not herself? So there was a lot going on the backside of things. But I had to put my trust in God and know that He did everything that needed to be done at that time so that my life could be saved.
Exactly. And I don't know if I've ever heard of um what is it? Ovarian what's the name of what you were going through? You were experiencing ovarian
I don't want to mispronounce it, but my ovary twisted,
yeah.
um, and circulation was cut off. No oxygen, no blood flow to that ovary. And
And
so,
initially they thought it was your appendix.
yes,
So they were finna go all the way wrong.
all the way wrong. But God, but God.
Oh, I'm glad that your husband did pay attention to the coolness on one side, the warmth on the other, because they were actually getting ready to take you to surgery for an appendix to
Absolutely.
see what was going
And
on with it. Yes.
yes.
So,
And so it's
ooh,
important to advocate for ourselves because we know our bodies and we know when something is off and when something feels a certain way. And although they are the medical professionals, we have to say, okay, this is what's going on with my body, and I need you to understand this is what's happening, and I need you to take this seriously. So I'm thankful because I would
exactly,
not be here
exactly.
today had they not listened.
That's true. I'm glad they did. LaShonda, you kind of had the same experience. Um, basically trying to tell the doctors that you're not feeling right, something that isn't the same as as you thought it would be, kind of arguing for yourself, and they're not really listening to what you're saying.
Right, because I kept telling them all of a sudden I was swelling up all of a sudden in just seconds like that, and it was getting to the point to where I was so swollen to where you touch me, it hurted. My skin would hurt. So, and then another thing
Mm.
is I was having these bad headaches after headache, getting dizzy. And at one point they said my blood pressure was like 200 over 100. And I end up,
Mhm.
my kidneys end up shutting down, my lungs end up shutting down. And it was just a lot a lot. I wasn't expecting to wake up and be in ICU, but
Right.
it ended up happening. And it was just one day. It was like a couple of days before it was time for me to have her. I mean, a whole, not a couple of days, but a whole month before I had her is when all of this happened. I was supposed to have her in October, mid October, and I ended up having her early part of September. And it was just, I was, when I was at work, they would tell me, be careful, watch myself. At one point, they put me on bed rest, and I'm like, if you're putting me on bed rest, why am I still experiencing all of this? And
Mhm.
you keep telling them over and over and over that you feel something ain't right, and then I went to one doctor's appointment. They was like, "Oh, you got a lot of protein in your urine," and so I'm like, "Okay, if I have a lot of protein in my urine, why you guys not treating it?" It never was treated. I was just sent home saying the rest. And the day that they sent me home was the day that everything had happened because, like I said, I had went and asked my ex-husband to go get me some Wendy's, and I ate the Wendy's, and I lay down and took me a little nap. I woke up feeling real sick, so everything that I ate came up, and he was like, "Well, let me just give you a bath and everything, so we can get you on to the hospital." Well, when I got out the tub, I was still feeling sick. I laid in the bed, and after that, that's all I remember. And he said he just heard a big bump on the floor, and he came in there, and I was convulsing real badly.
And I can imagine what was going through his mind because at this point you're not aware of what's going on. So I
Yes.
can imagine what's going through his mind. Coming in there, his pregnant wife is on the floor, like you say, conversing, seasoning. It's a lot, and y'all stories are kind of the same because Ariana, your husband came in and found you passed out on the floor. So did he ever tell you what was going through his mind? Like either one of you? Did they ever say what was going through their mind at that moment?
Well, for his minds, he was nervous, he was scared, but he had to be strong in order to be able to get me through this, to be able to get my family through this. And he broke down after the fact, after everything had happened. Because before I had her, I ended up having a miscarriage, and that kind of put a toll on us too. Because again, he was looking forward to that and everything, and I ended up miscarrying before her. And next thing I know, 3 months later, I'm pregnant with her. I thought I went through all of my surgeries and stuff. Oh, I was pregnant with her, and I really
Yeah,
feel like the rejection was coming from my body when I being healed at the time.
Mhm. For my husband, Michael was very calm. And, I knew after the fact that I'd passed out or that he found me passed out. But just knowing that I could have just gone had I not called him and said, "Hey, I'm not feeling well. I need you to meet me here." He was very calm, which made me nervous because I'm like, okay, I'm excited. I'm like, oh, I'm in so much pain. I'm screaming, all of the, things that you're feeling. And he's just very calm. But again, at the end of things, we did have moments of grief and were very upset about everything that happened. So,
definitely. That's understandable. You know, it's very difficult to deal with the pain that you have to go through before the overcoming that you get to for the healing.
Mhm.
So
yes.
you have to go through so much pain, and it was a lot of pain for both of you all. And then you had to overcome. You had to go into that section of overcoming and healing, and then healing. LaShonda, your baby was able to be saved, but healing, going home empty-handed without a baby. Um, LaShonda, your baby was ready to go home before you.
Mhm.
Uh, so these are, things that I had twins, and everybody know that with twins, it's scary. It's a scary pregnancy. You don't know what's gonna happen, and I didn't experience any of this. So to know that somebody having a single birth went through so much is a challenge. Because my twins were ready to go home before I was, because my pressure wouldn't stay down. But that's nothing in comparison to what you all went through. Um,
Mhm.
Once you made it to the overcoming section, I guess how did you have to shift your mindset?
Well, for as me, 2 years after I had my daughter, I ended up pregnant with my baby girl. And through that whole pregnancy, I had fear. I was scared. I was like, what if this happened to me again? I don't want to go through this again. And I don't want to lose a child because of it. I don't want to lose my life because of it. And to be honest, I was in denial. When I found out I was pregnant, I was in denial because with me taking all that heavy medication that I was taking when I was going through what I went through with my 21-year-old, they told me that I wasn't going to be able to have any more children, and I took it as that. And then when I ended up being getting pregnant again with my baby girl, I was like, nah, I can't be. And I was in denial for like 7 months. But that's when I started really showing. I was in denial the whole time. Even going to the doctor, I was like, this can't be. This can't be. This can't be happening. It can't be because they told me I couldn't have any more kids. But I was scared. Even though I was taking medication to prevent the eclampsia, preeclampsia, I was still in denial about everything. I was in denial on up to I had her, and I was like, it was like a big relief off of me.
Yeah.
And after that, I started healing all over again. And I'm like, okay. At that point, I was like, oh, I don't want to go through this again. Me and my husband at the time had the discussion about having more kids, and I was like, nah, it's time to get them tubes tied. I'm not going through it anymore. It was very
Yeah.
scary.
And I can imagine, dealing with that, all the things that's going through your mind. Um, Ariana, how did you feel?
For me, I
Am I
think
saying your name right? Is it
yes,
Ariana or Aaron?
it's
Okay.
Ariana. Yes. For me, similar to Lashonda, I just I felt like I had to push forward just because I had a family. I had two small kids, work, and so everyone's depending on me. So not that I pushed the baby to the back of my mind or the miscarriage to the back of my mind, but I had to move forward and think about what God had blessed me with, take care and nurture the ones that I have. And so, although it was still hurting me to my core, I still had to move forward and know that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. So, my life was saved. And so, because of that, I just had to move forward with that mindset.
Definitely. It's a lot to endure, but I wanted to take out a portion of what something that you had in your write up and for your part of the book, and it stuck out to me. It says scars may be viewed as a let's see. Ooh, I need my glasses. Scars may scars may be viewed as a hideous reminder of a painful past. Nevertheless, scars are always a visible sign that healing has taken place. That right there is powerful. And I knew I needed my glasses before I came on his thing. Uh, I felt like I wrote big enough where I could understand my own writing, and I did. And Lashonda, she said, um, the world stood still, yet it was moving. And in your mind, you're like, what does she mean by that?
Mhm.
So that statement alone, with yours, the scars, we have visible scars. We have, even as children, sometimes we fall, we get hurt, and we have scars, and they heal back up. And nothing is thought of it because it's just a scar. It's just something you fell, you cut your leg, you bumped your leg, you cut your hand, cut your finger, whatever. It heals and you move on. But these are scars that even in the midst of maybe going away, can't be seen as much as they were. It's still a scar on your heart.
Absolutely.
And that's a
Mhm.
scar that
Yes.
can never be removed.
Yes.
Uh, how can you help somebody? And Ariana, I'm gonna let you go first this time. How can you, or how do you feel you can help someone that might be in the midst of this right now, and they just don't know what to do, which direction to turn? What advice would you give them?
My advice would be to first listen to your body, listen
Mhm.
to your heart, listen to your mind, and let someone know what you are experiencing. If you're feeling pain, if you feel things that feel abnormal, definitely let someone know. Don't keep it to yourself, because if you are passed out and it appears that you are sleeping in bed or sleeping on the sofa or wherever, your family member may not know that you are in grave danger. So, my first piece of advice would be to share that information. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Um, Listen to your body. You know your body, and you know when something feels off or something feels different. Even if it's the first pregnancy, you may know that, okay, this doesn't feel right. I feel a little different today. The next thing is cast your cares on the Lord, for he cares for you.
Mhm.
Pray about everything regarding that pregnancy. Ask God for his will for your life, for that baby, all of the things, just so that you are covered. Um, I've heard older people say you're 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot out of the grave when you're pregnant.
Mhm.
And I did not understand that until this particular pregnancy.
Mhm.
So, informing others of what your symptoms are, and then also casting your cares on God, because he cares for you. And then also know that it's okay to feel whatever emotion that you're feeling, whether it's sadness, whether it's grief, whatever emotion that you're feeling, it's okay. Um, Now, we can't stay there permanently, but
Mhm.
it's okay to feel it in that moment.
Definitely, definitely. Lashonda, what advice would you give to someone that um they might be home alone? Because let's just say you were home alone. They might be home alone and they're worrying because they don't know, they don't know exactly what's going on with their body, but they know something is wrong. What
I tell
advice
them,
would you give them?
call someone. If you have to, call someone. Let them know, hey, I'm not feeling good. You don't mind coming over here seeing after me, or you don't mind coming to bring me to the hospital to get checked out. And once you get around the healthcare professionals, don't let them tell you, oh, it's going to be okay. And don't let them be like, oh, you can take this medication for this and we'll send you home. No, I want to stay here to make sure everything is okay, because you can tell me this and then I can go back home and something else different happens, which happened to me. They sent me home and I was supposed to go home. You were supposed to make sure that swelling go down. You were supposed to make sure my blood pressure was down. You were supposed to make sure my sugar was okay. All of that stuff, you were supposed to make sure all of that was done. So, and educate yourself. Educate yourself on anything that you're going through. If you have to Google it, educate yourself on any and everything that go on with you. Educate yourself. They even have websites that you can go on. They even have hotlines that you can call.
Yeah.
MedMD, I think one of them is MedMD. You can call 24-hour nurses, doctors on call. Call them, ask them for advice. It's okay to ask another professional for advice other than your doctor or your nurse. It's okay. It's okay to do that. And
Definitely.
always keep God first. And like Miss Ariana said, pay attention to your body. If your body's saying one thing, that means that's what it is. Pay attention to it. Don't second guess it. Go. Even with a normal sickness. If something ain't right, go. I just found out that I'm pre-diabetic and I knew something wasn't right with me when I kept feeling lightheaded. And I'm like, why I keep feeling lightheaded like this? Went to the doctor, pre-diabetic.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you have to pay attention, and like I say, pray over yourself, pray over your pregnancy, pray over everything that you're going through or not going through. Pray over everything.
And one of the main things that you all keep saying, and I'm glad that you keep saying it, prayer. Prayer is the key. Prayer is the key to helping you get through whatever it is that you're going through. Um, a lot of times we are so focused on the world and getting through day by day. So sometimes we forget to pray over our pregnancies. We forget to, I went through difficulty with my youngest baby, and to this day, I'm still dealing with it. Because it caused her to have motor delay. It caused her to have hearing loss. So you never know what you're gonna be dealing with because of the fact that they're not listening to what you're saying.
Mhm.
Because you know your
Absolutely.
body better than anybody else. So had they been listening a lot sooner than what they did, maybe things could have been different. But I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason and a purpose. And I truly know that God's purpose for what went on with that pregnancy was to slow me down, to give me patience, um, to take me outside of my comfort zone. Because I was definitely stretched. And a lot of
Mhm.
times that stretch might be uncomfortable when we're stretching. But just like if you go for a run, you go for a run, and when you start stretching, the muscles start loosening up because you stretch, you feel better
Mhm.
after the stretch. But while you stretching, you ain't feeling it. You like, I don't want to do this.
Mhm.
I don't feel like stretching. Um, but it's necessary. It's necessary. For to get through the growing pain, to get through the healing, to get through the mindset shift that you have to go through when you're hurting. And a lot of people don't understand the pain that comes along with everything.
Mhm.
LaShonda had her baby, but it's still pain. It's still there. You know, Ariana, you lost your baby. It's still there. The pain is still there. It's not gonna go away because that date is forever etched in your mind.
Mhm.
LaShonda, same thing. That date is forever etched in your mind. You know, my daughter is here. That date is forever etched in my mind. It's nothing that I can do to get past it. And one of the things that and I think it was I think Ariana, I think you said it, people were moving on like nothing had happened.
Yes.
And they wanted you to be you,
Yes.
and you lost a child.
Hmm.
And a lot of people don't look at it because it's not birth. A lot of times when you don't birth the baby, they don't look at it as a loss. It's a loss.
Hmm.
It's emotion. The baby
Yes.
was inside of you. It's a process. You know,
Hmm.
ex- help someone understand how they can be more compassionate. I have empathy
Hmm.
for people that are going through things like this because they're not even thinking about it. They're not paying attention to it.
Yeah. And with my particular situation, not many people knew that I was expecting because we had a 9, 10 month old baby. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm pregnant again. This is just, it's too much, it's too soon. And so, for them to hear the news that I was in the hospital and there were urgent prayers going up for me, and this was a serious issue. Um, they thought it was more important to be thankful for my life rather than expressing my feelings about the loss of the baby.
Mhm.
And so my advice would be to just kind of read the room and know your audience. If you see a mom who is grieving, or if you see someone who is saddened, that is not necessarily the particular time to say, hey, pick yourself up, be thankful that you're alive. Let's kind of scale it back and say, hey, what can I do for you in this moment?
Mhm.
I'm so sorry that this happened to you. How can I be of service to you? What can I do for you? Things like that. Um, because my heart was heavy for a long time with it being Christmas, it being Thanksgiving, the holiday season, and everyone was just happy go lucky, and I'm like, okay, I'm the only one who just is thinking about this sweet little baby. But even in the midst of it, I still had to scale back and realize that I had to lean and depend on God, that everyone would not understand my situation and my circumstance. So I had to lean and depend on him, and then also offer grace for individuals who were not necessarily equipped to handle my emotions in that moment.
Mhm.
Definitely, definitely. I can only imagine sometimes some of the comments that people use, even when we lose family members.
Yes.
And some of the comments that we hear, I actually, when I lost my mom and my dad, I heard some comments that I was like, I hope and pray I never said some of these things to
Mhm.
someone,
Mhm.
because a lot of the time, some of the things you say, all it does is make them hurt more
Right.
and not ease the pain.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's, so we have to be mindful of what we're saying. We have to be mindful of how we're interacting. Everybody grieves differently. Um, everybody goes through trauma differently. And anytime a woman has a baby, that's trauma.
Mhm.
Even whether they have a baby, they lose the baby, whatever goes on, it's still trauma because it's bringing something different to your body.
Mhm.
So some part of your body is affected, whether you have it naturally, whether you have a C-section, no matter what it is, it's a change in your body. And a lot of people just think you're supposed to get up and be the same old person the next day, and it does not always work like that.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Um, so many times people expect us to put on that superwoman cape, and all we want to do is have Superman come and help us along because we're tired.
Mhm.
Yes.
We're exhausted
Mhm.
mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and people don't seem to understand it. And the main people that you think would, most of the time, women who have had children before, they don't always understand it either.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I know it's a work night, so I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer. But we're gonna go ahead and reveal when the book is gonna come out. LaShawn, I'm gonna give you that happy moment to do that. We're gonna say when the book is gonna come out, what to expect. Um, if we're gonna do a virtual release, we're gonna do a physical release. What's going on with it?
Okay, the release date will be on the 31st of this month, and we will do a virtual release.
Hey.
Oh Lord, I've been sitting on this for a minute. Jesus, I'm so glad it's out there. I'm so glad it's out there. Um, now I see how Catan be feeling when she be like, "I got to hold it. I got to hold it." But January the 31st is the release date for the book. Um, I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about you ladies getting this information out there, being able to help other people heal, being able to help other people overcome something that is so many women actually deal with. We will be surprised how many women go through so many things when they're having their baby, after they have a baby, before they find out they're pregnant. Sometimes they're going through things and they don't know what's going on with their bodies. Um, it's just a lot. But so Lashonda, I'm gonna let you tell what the special for the book is. Ariana, I'm gonna let you um give your feeling about the release that's coming up.
Okay. For tonight and tonight only, the book is normally $30, but we'll give it to you for 25 tonight. If you want to place your order, you can order through my website or Miss LaCoe website, and we'll get those books out to you. In the near future, we will do a physical book signing, book release. We just got to get together and come up with those dates when we can be able to meet and do it.
All right. And give them your website, Lashonda, so if they want to order, they can go ahead and place their order tonight and get the book for 25. Um,
Okay. My website is www.lmicollection um, luxuryllc.net if you want to order, or you can go on any of one of my social media platforms, click on the link in the bio, and it'll take you straight to the website.
okay. So we got Miss Lashonda's information. She is the visionary behind this. Miss Ariana, how do you feel?
I
I
feel
am elated. I'm excited that I um, took this opportunity and followed God's lead and went on ahead and went with this story. I was confused, and I won't say I'm confused. I was wondering which story should I share because there have been several losses in my life, but this one felt important to share and to share that there is hope. There is hope.
Yeah,
So I'm excited that our stories will be out and that we will be able to help other women.
definitely. I look forward to the virtual release. I look forward to the in-person release of the book. I am just super excited to have the opportunity to be the publisher for you all and help you all through this journey. Um, we've had some rocky roads along the way, and the delays have not been a denial.
yes.
That's
And
right.
a lot of times we think, okay, so this is not happening. This is not going the way I wanted it to. Um, I have a book that was supposed to come out last June, and I'm actually, well, I might as well go and tell it. It's coming out. It came out January the 1st.
Very
It
good.
came out January the 1st. But I have not posted anything on it because my focus is actually my clients right now. Because I have you all releasing y'all book on the 31st, and then I have another client that's releasing a co-author book on February the 1st. So y'all been having me busy. Y'all been having me busy.
She been
It's
having
a good
me
busy.
busy. She been having me busy.
Really busy.
Because I
Really,
also have
really
personally, I also have my own the second part of Love Life Unexpected Endings getting ready to come out too also, and I give that future date soon as it get finalized.
Wonderful.
busy. Yeah. So definitely been busy. And she being modest because she have 3 books coming out. She over there being modest. She got 3 books
That's
coming out.
awesome. That is
So
awesome.
let her be real. Yeah, I told it. I'm not holding it. I'm not gonna make me bust open in 2026. So yeah, she been over there being a busy bee,
Good.
and it's good to see this. It's good to see her in this spot that she's in because when she first said, "Oh, I need to write a book," and I say, "Oh, you talking to the right person." She wasn't expecting that. She didn't at that time. She didn't know that I had a publishing company.
Right.
So she was
Wow.
just talking to. We were just having general conversations at work, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, really? Well, why don't you write it?" And she was like, "Nah, I don't know. I don't know." And look at her now. Look at her
Look
now.
at her now.
Not even. It hasn't even been 2 years, and look at her.
That
She
is awesome.
going with the flow. So definitely, I'm excited. You all take advantage of getting the book for $25. It's a discount today. So go ahead and get it for 25 while you can get it for 25. Go ahead and start pre-ordering so that they can take care of all the other things that they need to take care of before the launch on the 31st. So help them, pour into the book, pour into their things. You're about to be seeing them all over social media. It's until the virtual launch, you're gonna be seeing all kind of stuff on social media. So let this be the doorway to all of the things that we're gonna flood your systems with. So just get ready. And right before the actual launch, we'll have you ladies back on. You'll actually have your books on hand, and we are gonna do a pre-selling to the virtual of the 31st. So we're gonna do that as well. So y'all ladies, get ready to strap up your bootstraps. LaShonda already know what's in store. Uh, these next couple of days gonna be a whirlwind, and it's gonna be the 31st, and you're gonna be like, where did the time go? This woman crazy. So I'm excited for both of you all. Um, leave us with a message of motivation that will help someone that might be going through whatever they're going through. It might not be with a pregnancy, it might not be with the loss of a baby, but let's motivate some women and men out there that might be seeing this broadcast.
I would say talk to someone. Don't hold it all in. Talk to someone. Find someone that you can talk to. Don't hold it all in. And if you can, take a moment to do self care for yourself. If that means going for a walk, if that means going to play golf, if that means going to the spa, getting your nails done, hair done, getting a fresh facial, whatever it is, just do it. And you will be relieved. But talk to someone. Don't hold all of that in. It's never too late. Don't be afraid, but you have to talk to the right person because everybody ain't meant for you to talk to.
That part. That's the important part right there.
And always keep God first in everything. Everything. Even if you have to pray and say, Lord, I need that mentor. Lord, I need that person to come to me, that angel, whoever it is that you need for him
Yeah,
to bring to you. Ask him for that. Because Miss
definitely.
LaCole was my angel. Because I really didn't know who to talk to, who to express any of this to. Yes, my family knew, but some of the stuff my family didn't know. Because
Mhm.
I didn't tell them at all.
Right. Yeah, I'm
I don't
glad
know
I
that
was
I have
able
much
to be
more
a
to
part of
add to
it.
that. I mean, that's, I think, great advice. And just remembering that we have to care for ourselves holistically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, all of the things. So making sure we are going to our doctor's appointments and making sure that we're spending time with Christ and having a connection with him. But then also, we need to make sure that we're inputting um, nutrients into our bodies that will preserve us so that we will feel better um, when we go to see those mentors or to whoever we're talking to. So just remember to care for ourselves in a holistic manner.
That is some great advice. Um, I am super excited for you ladies. I can't wait to get to the finish line with you all. And the finish line isn't the finish line. So I don't know how much LaShonda has told you, but the finish line isn't the finish line. Um, I'm happy to be part of your journey, becoming an author, getting your information out there so people can read your story, so people can heal from your story. It's a pleasure being able to be the vessel to help women, help other women, and sometimes to help men as well, because some things, even though it doesn't, even though it's not the same thing, a lot of times it still helps them through a process just because they know, okay, if they can make it through this, I know what I'm going through, I can make it through. I know that if
Absolutely.
I talk to God, if I talk to somebody, if I release this, if I start doing this differently, everything is going to be a change. You know,
Absolutely.
everybody had an angel. You know, your
Hmm.
angel was your grandmother. LaShonda, her angel was me in the moment. I didn't even know that I was the angel that helped her through what she was going through. I just said, "Go ahead, write the book." That that's where it started,
Hmm.
and it ain't left yet. She caught on to the coattail, and we've been going ever since. So just know that sometimes things that you say affect people in ways that you might not never know. So let's always be gracious. Let's always be courteous. Let's always be kind. Let's
Hmm.
always have compassion. Let's have empathy
Hmm.
and be sincere with it. Um, because at the end of the day, we never know what somebody's going through. I went to work 2 days after I had had my mild heart attack, and nobody knew except for the few people that I told. And the only reason they knew is because they knew I wasn't my normal self. But other than that, they wouldn't have knew either. So let's just be mindful to the things, pay attention to those around us, make sure that we're loving on our families because we never know when tomorrow might be the last day we see them. Tomorrow might be the
Hmm.
last day we talk to
Hmm.
them. Let's just be cautious and courteous. And that's what I'm going to leave everyone with tonight. Ladies, thank you so much for being my guest. I'm so glad to be a part of this journey. I'm so glad y'all were able to come on and talk about your book tonight. And I look forward to many, many more opportunities of being in your presence, many more opportunities of helping you tell your story, helping you share your story, and helping people heal. So, y'all heard it from your girl, Nicole. We have made it through second, our second live show for the new year. And as always, remember, your voice is important. Speak loudly. Bye bye.